What's going on, everybody? It's Shaboob here. I was just going to put together a quick guide today that shows a nice money making method for Woods. Um, in my opinion, Woods is the best map, obviously, in the game. That's hence the name Woods Baboon. Um, but I feel like it's also the best map to make money on. So I just thought I'd record a quick little guide, start to finish, of a raid almost. Where I'd go when I spawn to get some loot. This isn't going to be a full raid guide. Um, I'm not going to go into cultist spawns or anything. I'm not going to go into scav spawns and Sherman spawns. So keep an eye out for a video like that soon. I'll also make a video about stashes because there is actually one over there, and there's going to be one I'm going to pass by. I'm going to pop an S-ray really quick just to get to the spot quicker. But the first spot I'm going to hit based off of where I spawned is going to be Sniper Scav Mountain. So, first place, based off of where I spawned, that I'm going to show you the guide, the loot and gold spots for, is actually the plane crash. Now be careful in the plane crash because you are in the middle of an open field on woods in a rather common player spot. But in this entire crash zone, in multiple spots, usually somewhat near pieces of rubble, there will be gold spawns, horses, gold chains, GP coins, and then inside, right here next to the plane, on the steps right here, and also inside the plane fully, I've found Bitcoin, GP coin, pro kill medallions, sheriff badges, everything. Ravens, you name it, it's probably been found there. I think the only thing I haven't found there is a lion, but I'm not sure if it can spawn there or not. Another good place to go for gold that's never really hit is right here. This is a ration, med, and gold spawn. There's an AI2 there and some food, more food over here. I found a raven here before and a clock, so I'm thinking it's like a statue spawn. Now we're going to go on top of the mountain. This is where the good loot is at. Here. And of course, you should know how to get up these rocks by now, following the mountain goat guide that I made. I'll put a link to that in the description if you haven't seen it yet. But here up on the mountain, there are just some gold spawns. This is a ration and ammo spawn on this bed itself. But here on top of this box, on this bedroll, and in the rock, and also right here on this little stool, are gold spawns. It's very common to come up here and not see anything, so just walk over it and just kind of sweep your gun, checking for any perception dots. Next, we're going to go up to the other gold spawn here, and go down into the bunker. Now, I usually will check this in 3 rows, where I'll walk down this way and stop about here, because this gold spawn's right here. Go this way and check here, and then I'll go back once through, and go through here, one quick little peek behind after I'm done, and then I leave. We're pulling up on Scavtown. This is usually not a way I would roll into Scavtown from, but I would highly recommend that if you are not in the mood to PvP, or you're trying to just make some money without having to fight anything, scavs included, I would not come to Scavtown, because there's always usually some players here, and there's always some scavs, hence the name Scavtown. Here is a ration spawn, raw ration spawns. All of these are just ration spawns. There's an ammo spawn here, and a money spawn on this table, and there's a gold spawn in here. Duffel bag, of course, but the main gold spawns are actually upstairs. There are 3 of them that I'll point out. First one is under this bed here, kind of right in this corner where my laser's at, just where the end of my gun barrel is. Another one is inside here, and I will usually stay prone and just sweep this way towards the next gold spawn, and that allows the perception to go over here and check if there's anything in that little shed, or in the little cabinet. So there's another gold spawn right in front of me, underneath this little piece of claw that is raised up, little peak right there where my laser's at. And then there's also one farther down over here where this cat is. And this one could be kind of a pain to get, so you need to lean so you can see under it, then you can free look to actually grab the item and stuff. So next we're going to run across the street and go to what I refer to as Tech House. In Tech House, In this room is ration spawns where you can find stuff like moonshine. Almost every spawn that spawns rations on woods can spawn you a moonshine, so keep an eye out for that. In this room, this is what gives the house the name Tech House, is the tech spawns here in this box. In and around this box are tech spawns. You can find gas analyzers, GPUs, stuff like that. Working LCDs very rarely. But underneath this bed is the next gold spawn. There is, I believe, another one farther up the bed, but I've never found anything farther up. And then there's stuff upstairs as well, but there's no gold, and this video is just going to pertain to gold. I can make a, if people want to, I can make a full woods loot guide, which will probably be wrapped into my full woods raid guide. Underneath this dock, out back of Tech House, is another great gold spawn that a lot of people don't hit. Gold, ammo, ration, everything like that, meds spawn under there. I found moonshine, Bitcoin, lions, you name it, I found it there. There's an ammo spawn and a ration spawn here. I've found anything ranging from 545 BS to 9x19 garbage, and some like whiskey and vodka before. So now we will get to the quote meat and potatoes portion of the gold spawns, which are in Sunken. Now, pulling up to Sunken, one thing to note is to be careful in Sunken, because as of yet, which as of recording on August 14th, I have not seen cultists in Sunken. 12.12.13, I have yet to see cultists in Sunken, so I cannot update you 100% on where they spawn. I will update, I'll probably put a comment if I do find out where they spawn, if it's changed since last wipe, but just be careful everywhere in Sunken at night. So you come into this first house, it's the first actual house, there's a shed over there, but it's the first actual house in Sunken if you're coming from the east, and there's ration spawns on all these beds. There's a ration spawn in between these beds, kind of right in line with this bottle here. Ammo spawns up on this table and a ration spawn in this corner, and then there's ration and money spawns here. But there's a gold spawn right here, inside that little, where the computer would go in the desk. So next, in a full, run of looting Sunken, I would run over here to Mark Circle, and first thing I do is I walk through the entire circle, and I kind of just check for things in the circle, but you also need to check for things on the outside of the circle. I found things as far away from Mark Circle as right here. So just kind of walk around, look at the edges, look in the circle. It's a lot easier at night because sometimes the items glow a little bit, and you're just looking for anything. I mean, Bitcoins hide pretty well. I have found Bitcoin up here in this grass, so just kind of walk over, use your perception, and if you see any dots, make sure you take a peek at it. Next house is the Triple Bush house. There's gold spawns in here, gold spawns in this one, and gold spawns right here, where there's a raven. Another gold spawn that I learned about later in the last wipe is actually in here, in this boat. There's gold spawns right here and right here. I'm not sure about these other two spots, but I have found Bitcoin and stuff like that here before, and gold chains and everything like that. Ration spawns on that table, which can spawn moonshine, of course. And then in this house is the last house in this row that has gold spawns. There's gold that spawns here, rations up here and ammo, gold that spawns right here. I'm not sure if gold can spawn on this bed as well, but I usually walk by it like this just to check. Gold that spawns underneath this little log right here, and then gold that spawns on the side of this log right here. Spawns on the flat side. Ammo spawns, so I'll usually do 2 loops inside of here checking ammo, gold, and rations. Then I leave, and I'll head over to Boathouse. Now in Boathouse, the gold spawn is right back here, where there's something. And you gotta check in it, even if you look and don't see anything, it's good to check, because there's something in here that I cannot seem to get. Sometimes you have to just, you have to be a little, patient with the game, because it doesn't work all that well sometimes. but there is an item in here somewhere. It might have actually fallen through the boat, perhaps? It did. So, it can fall through the boat, and it was a chainlet, so all that effort to look for a chainlet. But then there's a industrial spawn here, and a toolbox. So yeah, that was actually good. Even though it was only a chainlet, it was good to show that, to prove that sometimes the gold and stuff do actually clip through and fall. Now, you can get to church through this way, right in front of me. There's a good chance I can't make this. This jump right here requires pretty decent strength or very low weight. I actually made it. I'm really surprised. I didn't think I was going to be able to. But up in this house, or up in church, there's stuff that spawns on this little upside down green box, and stuff that spawns all the way around the outside here. And normally, you'd think like, oh, I can just walk in, check right here, and leave. But stuff does spawn in this corner and in this corner, so you need to walk fully in and look. And there's also, this is one of the most unknown spots in the whole game for gold spawns, especially on woods, is in this boat. I found bitcoins and gold chains and lions in this boat. It's on the side of the boat that has the most water, and it's right in front of the seat here. We're going to jump over the rock and go into Stash House. There's a gold spawn in this doorway here, and there's gold spawns all in this bush and on this far right side over here if you're walking out. So I just kind of walk through while looking at the ground, and I sweep looking for perception dots, and then of course there's the safe, or the stash in the back of Stash House. The last house that I'm going to show for gold spawns is Tent House. You'll see why it's called Tent House here in a second. That house right there that I'm looking at has spawns in it, but it's not a gold spawn, it is just a ration and ammo spawn. And the gold in here spawns inside the tent. You have to look inside the tent, and I usually lean back and forth to get around the flaps of the outside of the tent. And then there's med spawns and ration spawns in the double bag. So, pulling up to what we call containers, there are a couple gold spawns and multiple ration spawns, which make this a pretty good area to loot. There's a green case, or green crate there. There's an armor spawn and a fuel spawn right there. Then in here, armor spawn, which spawns a P.A.C.A. Money, ammo, ration, money, ammo, ration here. And underneath this bed is the gold spawn. And there's stuff that can spawn on top of the bed too. Another green crate and a grenade box. Over here on this table is a ration spawn. I've only ever found sugar on this table. There's ration spawns here in this box and on this pallet, on these two pallets. Ration spawns here on this table and a P.A.C.A. spawn in the corner on that little stool. Up here, more ration spawns on this table. Gold spawns on this little sack here. Check it with your perception. And then there's ration spawns. Another P.A.C.A. spawn there. Ration spawns on that little stool next to the bed and the bed itself. Fuel spawns inside of the truck itself here. And a P.A.C.A. spawn over here. There's gray fuel that can spawn, blue fuel that can spawn, and then P.A.C.A. that can spawn. Ration crate, ammo spawns in the boxes here, and on the little table with the open box. Now be extremely careful in the area of containers and bunker in the 12-12-13 wipe if the goons, which are the new rogue bosses, are on woods. It's not entirely clear if they do roam from map to map or not. Every day, like if they can spawn on all maps throughout any specific day, or if they're only on one map a day. But just be careful. There's ration spawns in here, industrial spawns, and technical spawns in this. Then there's gold spawns on this bed, so walk by it and sweep it with your perception. Gold spawns on this table and gold spawns here next to the little nightstand. And there's gold spawns under this bed, so always go prone and just check. Ration spawns on the table, jacket in the corner, backpack spawn, and a P.A.C.A. spawn in this corner over here. Duffel bag, toolbox, little technical spawns in the areas next to these server racks, and actually in the server racks on the bottom. And another duffel bag. And there's no other gold spawns in here, but there's a ration spawn over there where that little thing of pineapple juice was. And the last main area where gold will spawn that I'll look for on woods is in USEC camp. So we're going to head there now. So coming up to USEC camp, of course, staying next to this rock here will keep you safe from the mines. If you go too far to the right, walk up the hill, you will end up over there, which is a minefield. Past this tree right in front of me, about past that is a minefield. M4 spawn on the bed and ration spawn. I found milk and MREs there before. There are attachment spawns there, weapon box there. I believe these are fuel spawns right there. There are some attachment ration spawns up on top of these, and on top of these barrels. Technical supply crate there. A ration supply crate there. The medical spawns, which are what make USEC important. Actually, this is the worst med spawn that I've ever had. If there's something here, it's usually like a golden star or a Vaseline or an ibuprofen. I've never personally found anything bad in this spot, or like beside the grizzlies there too. For me, there was nothing this raid. Then there's ration spawns over here on the side, which I've found moonshine before. And then there's med spawns all over this table and over here on the floor as well. But I don't find things on the floor over on this side very often. There is an MBSS spawn here on that bedroll, an MP5 spawn in between the barrels here, MP5 and attachment spawn on this table, weapon box. Going through here, I would normally go over here to the right and hit this dead scav. You can walk to about here, where I'm at now, walk straight to him, and then walk back and kind of hug the rock, and you won't touch any mines as long as you follow that path and don't stray too far from it. Here on these boxes are ration and ammo spawns. I've found moonshine here before. There's a beer here, which is just a useless item. I found sugar as well. More ammo and ration spawns here. Medical supply crate, ration ammo spawns. There's a ration spawn here where I found a lot of MREs before. Weapon box, and then there's gold spawns over here in this corner that I usually just sweep my gun over to check for perception dots. Over here, of course, there's the weapon box in the back of the truck. There used to be an M4 spawn in this little SUV here in the front driver's seat. I haven't seen it there in over a wipe. Here on this table are ration spawns. I have found moonshine there before. More ammo and ration spawns, as well as money. I found money there before. Technical supply crate right here. Weapon box right here. And then attachment spawns on this table. And then underneath this rock where this horse is, this is one gold spawn. There's another one kind of right here. And there's a third one where this GP coin is. So that is 3 spawns. To try and get here, especially if it's something like a gold chain, even this horse is kind of a struggle. Say, here, let's toss the GP coin in there, and you're like, man, I can't get that. There's just no way. You can go prone as long as you're looking the long way of the bed. Turn to the right, crawl forward, and you can use free look to grab items. Sometimes the free look doesn't want to work very well when you're trapped under there like that, but you can get a weapon box there. And then there are, of course, if you watch the Mountain Goat guide, there are, of course, spawns up on top of this rock for various loot. And if you're wondering how I'm just walking up the rock without jumping, watch the Mountain Goat guide, that'll be in the description once again. And I come up here and I check for the M4 spawn that spawns on one of these 2 beds. I think it's this bed. The attachment spawn, which can have good attachments like the SE5. And the ammo spawn, which I've found Eagle Neck and SMB before and stuff like that, but there wasn't anything good there. So, that pretty much concludes the guide for gold spawns on wood. So there's a couple more spawns here and there, such as in Sawmill itself. But this is what my squad calls the Crescent, because we almost call it the Fertile Crescent, just because there's so much gold here and so much money that you can make just in this area with very little PvP. USEC is pretty common for PvP, and Scavtown's pretty common, but Sunken is pretty barren. So yeah, that's most of the gold spawns on woods. That's how I make a majority of my money, a vast majority of my money. Last wipe, when I was running it on my Scav, I was making about 1,000,000 rubles per raid. before the price of Bitcoin plummeted. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. I would appreciate it. Maybe even comment if you want. That's totally up to you. If you dislike it, go ahead and dislike it. I can't see it. No one else will see it anyway. That's totally fine. Dislikes are hidden now. But yeah, if you want to catch this content live, I do stream over on Twitch, over at twitch.tv/Jaboo, with 5 O's in it. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening or day, whatever time it is, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.